So
Alright,
why will you
bring your source.
why will you believe that Jesus came to die for mankind sin? And meanwhile people are still sinning. It doesn't make sense.
No, here's the thing. If you steal something from a shop,
Yeah.
and the shopkeeper forgives you,
Yeah.
you have to bring the thing back.
No.
You don't.
No, sorry. I hastily answered the question. If you steal something from a shop, and the shop owner has so many things that he can do.
Yeah.
He can either leave the stuff for you and forgive you to go with it, or he take his stuff and forgive you and let you go. It happened to so many people in this country. It happened to my friend. He went and shoplift. They caught him in Italy. The guy was pity for him. They leave the jinn. He took a jinn. They leave the jinn for him, and they didn't call for him. He said, "Don't do that again, my people. I know you are poor man. I will go." You see, so in that scenario, you are giving me. There are so many different.
No, but that's a good one. So when they let him go, if he came back and did it again, what would happen?
If you do it again, it means you are now. Listen, if you do it again and the person still have empathy, he can still forgive you or let you go.
Right.
Or if he doesn't want, you call police for it. But I, as a Muslim, I don't believe in that. I believe in accountability. Okay, if you steal and I'm the owner, I will try to do what is just. Okay, I will try to take the thing and ask you not to steal again. Advise you. And see, in Islam, when somebody steals, they try to find out about what caused him to steal. You know, to know his circumstances. If they can help him stop that, they will. Okay.
Right. Yeah, I was going to say, I think my example, it's got too many variables, but I've got another one I've thought of.
Okay.
Which is more precise.
Okay, which one?
So say if you're driving a car, and obviously, you're like a middle earner, and you crash into someone's Rolls Royce.
Yeah.
Then they can forgive you of that, but their Rolls Royce is still scratched, isn't it? So it still needs to be repaired.
Yeah.
Right. So they can do you a deal where they know you're poor and say, okay, I know you can't afford it, but just give me X amount of money, so I can paint it up and make it look decent, and we're fine. So notice that the guy committed something happened, and he got forgiven, but because the Rolls Royce is scratched, it needs to be fixed.
If the guy fixes it, that's not forgiveness, because he paid. If the guy has to fix the Rolls Royce, he doesn't forgive him because he used his money to fix the Rolls Royce.
No, but that's the point. It's a Rolls Royce, so the guy who hit it can't afford to repair it.
So who will repair it? He will say he will pay it from his pocket and let the guy go. Is that what you are saying?
No. In order for it to be for justice, because remember, if the guy scratched his car and just let him off, the next man could come and do it.
No, listen. I still haven't got to your point very well. Let me say, are you saying that if I come and scratch your Rolls Royce, and you forgive me, tell me, oh, I don't want you to pay for the damage, go. Or is that what you are saying?
No, what I'm saying is that because it's a Rolls Royce and the person scratched it,
you
can't afford to repair it.
So what will happen?
No, so in order for justice, because justice is that,
then he has to find a way to pay for it if he doesn't forgive him.
No, but this is my point. Is that we want the Rolls Royce to be fixed, isn't it? But the guy can't afford it. So the guy owning the Rolls Royce has to do a deal.
Do a deal about finding a way about how to repay it. Yeah, so it doesn't mean there's no forgiveness there. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We are talking about forgiveness here. So your analogy is wrong. I'm talking about, listen, if you forgive me, if I hit your Rolls Royce and you know that I cannot afford it and you forgive me and let me go, that's good on your part. But if you are telling me that no, I'm not forgiving you, have to find a way, even though you know that I cannot afford it, I have to find a way to fix it. So that's the difference. I have to fix it in anyhow I can do. I can do to fix it.
Okay.
So I'm saying that listen, forgiveness, this is forgiveness, if you even look at Christian theology of forgiveness, it is not just because Jesus was what? He was innocent.
Yeah.
Jesus did not commit any crime. According to you guys, Adam committed crime, and we inherit the crime, the sin. And Jesus now, God has to come by himself, send his only begotten son to die for the sin.
Yeah.
You see, and it means Jesus was innocent. If you commit a crime, I would use ourselves as an example. We are human beings, and God created. Have you ever seen this kind of example in a courtroom? In a courtroom whereby somebody commits a crime, then the judge will take his son and say, oh, I have pity for you, I'm going to kill my son, or I'm going to put my son in prison so that you will go free. No, it doesn't make sense.
Because it would work. But here's the thing. You see, I don't know if you can't see this, but do you notice that with the Quran and the way the story of Adam, that there's actually a hole in it?
What hole? Tell me.
Because Adam was in paradise. Or in the garden. They call it a garden, but they call it paradise as well.
Paradise. Garden.
And so he ate the fruit, and Allah told him not to eat the fruit. And so when he ate it, and his wife ate it, they got thrown down. So so but I thought Allah forgave them.
Allah forgave them for not hearing his command. But you are forgetting that, listen, whether Adam ate the fruit or did not eat the fruit, he was destined to be stationed on planet Earth. That was God's plan in the initial stage first. So, go to Surah Al-Baqarah, I'll show you. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, listen, before creating Adam, before he's going to create Adam, he told the angels that he's going to create another creation, okay, as a vicegerent on the planet Earth. Okay, so Adam was already being destined to be placed on earth, whether he ate the fruit or not. In Islamic point of view, we are saying that that was a test for Adam. You see, Allah, listen, our main purpose of being on planet Earth was to be tested. It's a testing ground. I'm coming, I'll show you them. I want to explain this then before I show you the verses that I'm talking. And so you to understand that it's not because Adam ate the fruit, that's why Allah threw him out of paradise. That was not a reason. This is not what Muslims believe. Actually, you've been talking to a lot of Muslims for a very long time. You should have known this. I don't know why you don't know this. I'm really surprised, trust me. Because you talk to listen, Muslim Islamic theology, we believe that man was created to be given a special assignment on this planet Earth, that is as a vicegerent here, and to be tested. Okay, I'm coming. So Adam eating the fruit was the first test for him. Okay, it was not meant to throw him out of Jannah or keep him in Jannah.
So
in paradise.
So if he didn't eat it, what would have happened?
He would have still be on what? On planet Earth, because this is what was his main reason why he was created. Let me show you the verse. I hope I don't know it on top of my head, but it's in Surah Al-Baqarah. Surah Al-Baqarah.
How are you?
I'm good, and you?
Yeah. Michael, how are you doing? You're right.
Yeah. The fair, when the story of Adam comes, let's see. I don't know the verses. Okay, luckily I found it. So look, remember when your Lord said to the angels, I am going to place a successive human authority on earth. They asked Allah, will you place in it someone who will spread corruption there and shed blood while we glorify your praises and proclaim your holiness? Allah responded, I know what you do not know. You see, this verse is telling you that was the first when it's called Rabbuka lil malaikatu inni ja'ilu fil ardi khalifa. Khalifa means a vicegerent on planet Earth. So Adam, that was the first thing he told the angels. He's going to create another creation, human, and place them as successors. So we are placed here as.
But here's the interesting thing. He says, the angels, they said, will you place upon it one who causes corruption therein and sheds blood? While we declare your praise and sanctify you. So, how do they know that?
Okay. According to the Musafirin, the angels, they saw, because we believe in another creation called the jinn. So the jinn was created about 2,000 years before Adam. So when the jinn, we believe وَمَا خَلَقْتُ الْجِنَّ وَالْإِنسَ إِلَّا لِيَعْبُدُونَ. Allah said in Quran, He has created man, the jinn and mankind solely to worship Him. So we are given free choice about how to worship Allah or to disobey. We have unlimited free will to make choices for ourselves. So we and the jinn, we don't believe the other creation has this special authority. So I'm coming, I'm still talking, I haven't finished. You tell me, how do the angels know this? So the jinn was created and they were on the planet Earth committing this kind of committing crime and sharing blood. It's not in the Quran. I'm talking about a hadith here, man. I'm talking about a hadith here. So the jinn get to know this because of, so the jinn was, the angels already saw what the jinn did before. So they were curious to see another creation going to be placed on planet Earth, given same authority to do the same thing. So they were just not questioning, but they were also hiding the fact that Adam is going to be a moral being who will make choices. Some human being will always look at the wrong side of things. Listen, because as a human being, we always look at what man can do but evil, but we don't see the good side. So the angels get to know this. I'm just trying to tell you how the angels get to know. According to Musafiri, this is how the angels get to know that because the jinn also commit the same thing. So they were asking another why, because the angels, we believe that the angels, they are not sinners, they whatever Allah commanded. We are not like Christians where they say there are fallen angels. Muslim, we don't believe that. You know that. We don't believe in fallen angels. So we believe the angels are upright, whatever Allah command, they do. They never go wrong. But the jinn, we have a choice to disobey or to agree. We and the jinn and mankind. So this is how the angels get to know about this phenomenon.
So he made the angels so that they can only obey. So what is the point of making the jinn so that they can disobey if they want to? Why not just make what you say?
No, the jinn. Okay, this is part of our test as human beings. The jinn, remember, we believe Satan came from the jinn. Iblis, he was not like you people believe. He was from among the angels.
So it says in the Quran he's from the jinn?
Yes. Yes, it's in the Quran. I can show you Surah Al-Kahf. It's very clear. Allah says Shaitan was from the jinn. He was not an angel. Okay, he came from the jinn. The reason I can also tell you how he came to be with the angels, worshiping Allah, because of his piety. Because when I told you the other jinn, the way they were corrupted. But Iblis, because he has a space, that's why Allah loves human beings who are using his free will to come to him. Because we have a choice to go away from him or come to him. So when you use this free will to come to Allah, he appreciates you more than even the angels. You are more higher in the sight of God than the angels. Because the angels, they just obey God. They don't have a choice.
Right. So you know the jinn, do they die?
Yes, of course they die. The jinn die. Yes, they will be resulted everything. The jinn die, but Satan's life is prolonged till the end of the end of human being. Then Satan too will die. Okay. So, but Satan was given this special compensation to live because he's gonna influence man to make wrong choices. You see. So the purpose of the jinn there is to save man as well, to try to save us, to influence us, to go wrong, and the angels are there to bring us closer to Allah. So man in a situation, and we are saying that the jinn, there are good jinn. We are not saying that all the jinn are evil. There are jinn who are also obedient to God, but there are some who follow Satan, Iblis, his side. So the bad one, the bad jinn, they always, we call them satanic. Those satanic beings, we call them the jinn. They are always influence man to go wrong. So this is the purpose of them also living.
Right, so Allah made man so that they already, so when he made Adam could already die.
Of course, Adam, listen, that's why I told you, Adam was created to be tested, just like the Muslim belief, okay? The first test he gone through was the garden. Allah placed him in the garden to give him his first test. Because man, we are all going to be tested. So that's what I told you. Adam, it's not because he ate the fruit. That's why he was thrown out of paradise. He ate the fruit because he was being tested by God. You see, even if you read the Quranic narration, it's so different from the Bible, where in the Bible, angel has to guide the tree and all this thing. Allah just said, this thing, don't eat it. Because you know that it's not going to harm him. He's just testing him to see whether he will use the free will to come, but he failed.
Right. Yeah. So how was Allah supposed to, how was Adam and his wife supposed to come out of the paradise?
How to come out from that? We realize we realize that they came out of paradise through this phenomena by when they disobey Allah and ate the fruit.
All right, but if they didn't eat the fruit, how would they have come out?
How can I know? Because that scenario did not happen. So I cannot know on that because I don't know what is in Allah. Okay, but the plan, Allah's plan, initial plan, He said it. I show you the verse, was to place man on planet Earth. Allah know His creation before creating it. You understand? So He know everything. Though this channel is how Adam was thrown out of paradise. But if it didn't happen, I'm telling you that if that phenomena, Adam passed that test, he would have still descend down to planet Earth because he was not destined to stay in paradise. That was not, he was destined to be stationed here as a vicegerent.
Right, so it sounds like paradise was just a waste of time then.
Paradise is no waste of time. Paradise is not Allah. That's what Allah knows His creation before creating it. He's Al-Alim. He's the most mentioned of His attributes in the Quran. All knowing, which you also believe. He knows everything, nothing hid from Him. So Allah knows that whatever Adam is gonna do, he's gonna do. So it's just that it happened this way. This channel, Adam was thrown out of paradise. But paradise is not through this again. That's why I told you. The reason why Allah created is to test us. So He placed human being here to go through this test. Those who pass the test, they are sent back to paradise, just like Adam. If you know, read the story of Adam in Islam, how he went back to paradise when he died. You see, Allah told him, Allah even said, go, it's in the Quran, I don't know the verses in my head, where He said, go down to the earth. My mercy and my tranquility will come to you, and I will be your guide. Till you return back to me. Human being will return. So we believe when Adam was living on this planet Earth, going through this trial, he go through trial with his children, with his family. So when he was so tired and he was yearning to go back to paradise, he remember a certain fruit of the tree in garden he used to eat. So he sent his children to go and see where it is. When they went, they found the Malaika mouth, the angel of death. So but the children, you know, when they come, they accompany the Malaika mouth, and the children returned, and the Adam's soul was taken in order to go back to paradise, in order to enjoy that, because he passed his time. You see, this is what we believe. So human being, we are here as a test. When you pass the test, your final destination is in the paradise, or you are doomed forever in hellfire.
So what you're saying is you accept this, where it doesn't seem, it's so hard to understand what Allah's point was of why He had Adam there, making him so that he's going to die, rather than living forever.
In paradise, I told you, this was a first test for Adam. Our main purpose of being in this world is to be tested.
Right, but going by what you're saying, if he stayed in paradise, he still die eventually.
When you go back to paradise, you don't die. You see, we were not created mortals, okay? Adam was created mortal. We were not created immortal, sorry, I'm mixing my language. We were created mortal beings, okay? So Adam was no station in paradise. You are bringing Christian theology into Islam.
Yeah,
so we are saying that Adam was created to be placed on planet Earth, to be tested, okay? So therefore, in order to test that, there must be our death. We have to go through this and die and return back to paradise. No, that's what we mean, we believe.
Right, so that's where the Bible is better than the Quran.
No, the Bible is not better. The Bible, when we analyze it,
supposed to stay in paradise forever.
Okay, so it means you are insulting God. Now, if you look, let me tell you why the Bible story is fucked up and it's not right. I'm not swearing, sorry for using that. Let me tell you why the Bible story is wrong. Let me put it that way. Because if I ask you, was Adam created perfect in the first place? Because you people believe that Adam was created perfect.
Yeah.
Okay. God, we all know, is perfection. When God meant to create something perfect, that thing will be perfect.
Yeah.
If that thing is not perfect, it means there is deficiency in God's creation. Do you believe that?
Yeah.
If God says, I'm going to create this thing perfect, and this thing turn out to be not to be perfect, it means there is deficiency in God's creation.
Yeah.
So if you say that Adam was created perfect, and you go against God, then where is the perfection? You are insulting God that God is deficiency in His creation.
You don't understand what perfect means.
What is perfect?
Perfect is body. The body functions perfectly.
So you are saying that Adam's body was only perfect.
No, it functions perfect.
I'm not a Muslim believe that human being. That's Allah said. Listen, Allah said He has perfect. Listen, when we say perfection in creation, Allah differentiated in Quran. Surah 13. I have perfected man creation, the way He created.
It's going to die.
No, listen. No, the way we are created, our physical. No, death is different. Death is when the soul separated from the body.
Yeah, why does it separate?
Because this is how God did not create a
body has an imperfection and it breaks down. So Allah did not make man perfect if He could.
I told you, this is why I'm not saying that God. I said when I tell you that God did not create us perfect, this is what Muslims believe. We are not perfect beings. God did not create us perfect. Allah said it in Quran that He has created us weak. Very clear.
That's bad, man.
Listen, because the reason why Allah created us weak in order to test us. You are not getting it. Listen, do you believe we have been tested in this world? Do you believe?
Because of Adam's mistake. Not because of God making us.
No, we come back to that. I want you to answer something before we come back to Adam's mistake. That's why I was saying that if you people believe that, you are indirectly insulting God that He is not good in His creation. He has deficiency when He says He's going to create something perfect, and that thing turn out not to be perfect and go against Him. That is deficiency. We believe if God wants to create something perfect, like the angels. Let's use the angels as an example. The angels, God created them in a way that they can never disobey Him. If they disobey God, it means God has deficiency in His creation. But do you understand the point I'm trying to make? No, do you understand, Uncle?
I understand the point, but there's a problem because God.
What problem? What problem is it? If God said, I'm gonna make angel not to disobey me. Listen to this very carefully. I'm gonna create this angel not to disobey me. And He created the angel like that, and the angel turned out to disobey Him. Is it perfect creation? Is it right? No.
It's not according to what He said.
Then there is deficiency. Then God is not perfect in His creation. Unless that's what God, the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Human being, we are all meant to sin. If we were not to be sinning, God will wipe our house and bring another creation, because this is how God created us.
No, but here's the thing. Is Allah know good and evil? Does he know it?
Of course.
And he's still perfect, isn't he?
And it's what?
He's perfect.
Allah is perfect, of course.
Yeah,
he created evil and death. Yeah. He created everything.
He knows it.
He knows it. But he will never do injustice. But he created it.
I get that. But so if he's perfect and he knows good and evil, if he makes those angels to not be able to do evil, then that means they're imperfect. Because the perfection in him also has the knowledge of good and evil.
Listen, Uncle, I can use even human scenarios. Human being create things. Sometimes we create something to not make it very perfect that it will have a lifespan that it will die off. Then we can bring another thing. Is it true or not? Yes. So it doesn't mean we cannot do it. I know our everything cannot be 100%. I'm just using this as an example for you to get it. Allah know what is evil. When Allah tends to create something, how He wants it, that thing will stay that way. It will never go against how He creates it. This is what I want you to understand. So the angels are created not to disobey God, according to Islamic theology. If they go against God, it means there is deficiency in God's creation. That's what I'm saying. So Adam was, according to you guys, Adam was created perfect, not to go against God. But yes, because listen, if he created Adam perfect not to die, according to you, then Adam turned out to die. Then God has deficiency in his creation. This is what I want you to understand. Please, Uncle, this is common sense for everybody to grasp it. It's just that you are not trying to grasp because you know that it doesn't go in line with what you believe. Trust me.
No, it's because the problem is with Islam, the way you see perfect is you rig the perfection. Because the way we see perfect is based on God. No, we don't rig it.
Of course. We all base our perfection on God.
Yeah, but this is what I'm saying. So because God knows good and evil, that means if he makes Adam perfect, the way to make him perfect would be to have the perfect body. So that knowledge. You people are saying that Adam was created perfect. So if Adam was perfect, he would have been given a perfect body. Okay, a body that will not die. But we don't believe it. When the perfection I was talking about in Quran, you misunderstand to attribute to what you think I'm talking about. It's totally different. When Allah says, listen, in Surah, I'm talking about man shape. Perfect shape Allah is talking about. Okay, I'm not talking about, and I'm also saying Allah make it clear that we are created weak. That's why we are weak. We are weak beings. God, listen, if God did not create us, we will never be weak. We are weak beings. Yeah. What you're saying is the way He created them weak, He did it in a perfect way. That's what you're saying.
No, I didn't. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying that He did. No, you are wrong. That's why I said. I was coming to my point, you make me digress again away from it. I was saying that the reason why Allah purposely created us weak in order to test us. Because if He doesn't create us weak, how can you test something which is not weak? This is the issue. Allah gives us what? Nafs, desires. We place it on us deliberately, okay? And show us and give us guidance. This is part of our test. Okay, and give us guidance. That's why, listen, I hope you can listen to so many Islamic theology, what we believe. Listen, we have angels who are always encouraging you to do good. And there are satanic beings who are encouraging man to go astray. And upon that, Allah do not leave us alone. That's why we believe He sent books, kitabs, the Injil, the Torah to guide man. He will never leave man alone. You see, He always gives us guidance. And he gives us more attributes in order to fight Satan. Let me finish. He said, Satan is not strong if you listen to me. So if you believe in God and you stay strong to God's teachings, Satan can never influence you to go away. It's only when you follow your desires that is where you fall to your own desire. Another thing I want you to know that even without Satan, some of us would still go wrong. by following our desires.
Right.
Okay.
So what you're saying is that the fact that the earth is like this, with all this trouble happening, and the fact that man dies, and the fact that we have things like the ozone layer going bad, and pollution in the seas. That's all caused by Allah.
No. What do you mean by?
Because He set it up.
Allah did not listen. I didn't say that. You have twisting my words.
He made it as a test.
I say God make us weak as a test, not about, listen, we human beings I'm talking about here, and the jinn. God created us weak in order to test us. This is what I'm saying. Listen. Allah said in Quran, what you are talking, He has put balance in there. He created the world, everything in a balance, in a good way, for mankind to thrive on it, and say follow it that way, do not change my creation. Okay, but man, the reason why you see all the pollution and all this, it is man own, because we are weak. We trying to change the creation of what? Of God, by introducing things that God no one. Let me tell you, and Allah said it in Quran, and even Satan promised in Quran that he will let man do that. He promised that he will let man change Allah's creation. We could see the phenomenon in our day now. Even human beings, we are changing our sex and all this in order to follow our desire. So this why I'm talking about man, our weakness. The reason why we are created weak, because if we were perfect, we will not be able to be tested. Okay, just like the angels. The angels, if God did not give us free will to come if God wanted to create us all, as He said in Quran, to believe, to not go wrong, we all believe without going wrong.
What's wrong with that?
That is not the plan of God. God wanted to create another. Listen, let me finish. God wanted to create another creation. That's why I was. Listen, no. Those who go, that's why God is not expecting perfection from you from this world. Okay, He knows that we are gonna go wrong. What God is there to make an effort to not die in it, to come to Him. That's why I was telling that when a human being uses his free will to come to God, Allah view you as a great more than the angels. Do you get it? So yeah, this is because we have a free will. You have a free will to go away, but you are using it to come to God. So he even in the presence of the angels, He's praising that particular person. Do you get the point I'm trying to say? So our weakness is to be tested. And I was telling you about how Allah is guiding us. He doesn't just give us this weakness and leave us alone. He sent prophets.
That's what's happening.
Listen, because we are going. Listen, some people, you are saying, some people are still going to God. Majority said, but some they follow their desire. That's why there is hellfire and there is heaven. This is the purpose of our creation. But Islam, this is what it is. But you people who want to say that God from the initial said we just wanted perfection for man, but man brought his own fault, and it doesn't make sense, because if you say listen, okay, if you why will you why listen no
Yeah.
I'm not blaming God. I'm blaming.
So He made us not perfect.
God did not. Of course, listen. God did not make us perfect. Of course, if God made us perfect, we wouldn't have gone against Him. But I'm telling you that you people believe that God make us perfect, uncle.
Yes.
Meanwhile, we go against God. So you are indirectly insulting God, because if God created Adam not to eat the fruit, Adam to stay loyal to Him. If He wanted that, he would have. That's why you have fallen angels even in your Bible.
He made Adam so he could eat the fruit.
Okay, now if God, I want to ask you what. Let's go. I'll ask you a question. If God created Adam perfect, why did He go against him? Tell me.
Because that's part of perfection.
Perfection. Going against God is perfection. What is perfection?
Because his mind is free. He has a free
perfect. Let's define perfection for me.
Those angels that Allah made to obey Him, is their mind free?
Of course, listen, that's what I listen.
Really?
Their mind, the angels are not just robots. Okay, Allah created. Listen, I show you a verse whereby they were asking God, "Are you gonna create a being that will go, that will share blood and corruption on planet Earth? If their mind was not free, Will they be able to think like that? They are not robots in Islamic point of view. Let me finish my point. Listen, they are speaking, but what I'm saying is that they never disobey the God command. Just like, listen, they never disobey God command. But Adam disobeyed God command according to you. Adam disobeyed God command according to you. That is what. So the angel, listen, he was not made a robot. Of course, I believe he was not made a robot. But I believe God designed him to have a choice. To have a choice, and that choice, when you give a being a choice, just like I told you, the jinn and the human being, we have this choice. The angels has no this choice. Then the being can use that choice to go against you or not. Just like even in here, if I have 2 children and I give them a choice to do whatever they like, and I expect, and I also tell, okay, I want you I want you to use that choice to come to me. If they use the choice not to come to me, can I blame them?
Children. Adam wasn't a child.
Listen, even an adult. Let's say and even an adult, even an adult, I gave him my adult children choices to come to me or not, and they didn't use their choices to come to me and go wrong. Are you blaming me?
Explain properly.
Of course, I give. That's what I told you. I give.
So you explain properly. They're wrong.
Giving them guidance, isn't it? Yeah. Give them guidance, telling them this is why it is wrong. But you are free to do whatever you want. And if you use your free will to come to me, this is the reward I'll give you. And one of my sons uses his free will, and I give him that reward. And the other one uses his free will to go away. Who is to blame? Him, not me. Because I give him that. This is the same thing with Adam and Allah's situation. I'm explaining to you about you. You see, you are agreeing with it, but I don't want to agree with that.
Before you sit there about the two children, the 2 adults.
Yeah.
So they're adults. You understand perfectly what you're saying.
Exactly, the same thing with me. That's why I told you, God never leave. I keep on telling you, God give and make us free, but He give us God, and I keep on telling you, He even station angels with us, give us books, give us prophets to come and deliver His message. He never leave mankind alone. This is what, because He is testing us. He wants to see the obedient ones to reward them with the paradise, everlasting paradise, whereby there is no test anymore, where everything is perfect. But this world, if we Muslims doesn't view here as paradise, we view here as a testing ground for mankind to go back to what is perfect. Because on the day of Al-Qiyamah, where paradise is open, there is no more twilight. Everything is blissful. This is what Muslims believe. So, by your problem, let's deal with it first, and you see where the problem is coming from. You believe that God created Adam not to die. God created Adam perfect. And I was telling you, if God do that, and Adam turn out not to go against God, then there is deficiency in God's creation. This is what you don't want to grasp, Uncle.
No, so say that again. If he turned out not to go against God.
If he turned out to go against God, God created him not to disobey Him, and he turned out to disobey Him. It means there is deficiency. God is not perfect in His creation. This is what I'm telling you.
So God is my witness.
To me, He should always obey. He should, just like the angels. This is what I believe, Uncle.
So that's where we disagree.
Okay, and now explain why. Okay, explain why a human being, God will create a human perfect. Then tell him, okay, Adam, I create you like this. You are not gonna die. My main aim was to station you here in paradise. My main aim was you to be in paradise forever with your wife. Then this is how I create you. I create you to station you here. Then Adam turned out to go against God to go out of paradise. Explain that to me. How? How is it possible?
The reason why He's perfect is because He has the understanding to choose. The fact He can choose is part of the perfection. If He couldn't choose, there's no way I'd say He's perfect.
No, you are mixing 2 words together. Choice is different from perfection. Choice is
having choice.
No, having choice is different from being perfect. Okay. Yes, Uncle. What is perfect? Define perfection.
No, perfect can have meanings, different meanings, but essentially it's no defect.
No defect. Yeah. Alhamdulillah. Adam was having defects or not?
No, because he could choose. He didn't have a defect.
If he doesn't have defection,
he could choose. He'd be like.
As I hear, I judge. My judgment is just.
One of the big defects
I do not see my will, but the will of the Father.
In a being that is given a choice can never be
one with us. So the disciples are also one.
I'm telling no, that's because listen, especially human beings. If you have choice, I'm telling you that God gives us. We believe we have a limited choice. There's not all choice, or everything we have choice to do, which is another day I can explain to you. But the choice of choosing for our own self, God gave us that. That can never make us better, because you will fall in a scenario whereby you may be attempted to go wrong or go right. Just like what happened to Adam. Okay, Adam was influenced by Satan, because Satan from beginning is his arch enemy, and we didn't tackle those one. How come Adam was even go against God? But you even see it as a big deal. In Islam, it's not a big deal, because Christianity, because without this there is no Christianity, which I understand. But in Islam, we believe that the verse I show you, Allah already destined Adam to be a moral being. You know, a moral being you cannot be moral if you don't have choices. Do you believe that? Of course. Because morality, you have to choose what is right or what is wrong. So human being, we are moral being. Allah was testing Adam's morality. So he know that this is the reason why he's going to stay here, as I told you about Islamic theology. Allah said in Quran, in so many places, he has created man to be tested, to see who is good in this. It's all over. You want me to show you verses in the Quran? It's all over. You see, so this is the reason why we were created. So God is not expecting us to be perfect, because that's why I was saying we are deliberately being created this in order to be tested. This is so that when you use your free will, uncle, when you go home, reflect what I'm saying. When you use your free will and your choice to come to God, God view you higher than the angels, because as you said, the angels are not designed that way. Human beings are designed that way, because the angels, they cannot choose to go against God, because if they do, then there is deficiency in God. And human beings, if we don't make mistakes, then God will wipe us out, because Allah created us to make mistakes, because we are weak human beings. That's why the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ said, if human beings were not committing sins, he would have wiped us out and bring another creation, because that is how we were created.
Other Muslims run from that statement you just made.
Which Muslim? Which Muslim? Then that person is not a Muslim. Listen, doesn't mean, listen, this hadith is emphasizing about our weakness, okay? About human weakness. It's not that God said it very clear, he doesn't like sin. You have to use your right to come. But I'm saying that he knows that we go wrong, because we are weak. I keep on to work. It's in Surah Al-Nisa, Allah says he has created man weak. What is so clear than that? So who are saying that? We are weak creation, which we have to realize. We have this, we have desire. Do you have desire or not? We have temptation. We have worldly pleasure. And if upon that we have Satan. I was telling you, even without Satan, man will still go wrong. First of all, who made Satan to go wrong against God? There was no other creation before, because he has the same attribute as human being, the desire.
So was Satan made perfect?
No, that's what I said. وَمَا خَلَقْتُ الْجِنَّ وَالْإِنسَ إِلَّا لِيَعْبُدُونَ. That's what I told you. God said it's very clear in Quran. You see, I have created the jinn and mankind to worship him. So we are the only creation he given this attribute to use our free choice to come in. So Satan was not made. So Satan, how he became, I was telling you how the angels question was asking why God will create. The reason is that in Islam, the reason why Satan, who was called Iblis, do you know that? Iblis, he came to live with the angels in paradise, because he was a pious being. He was a pious jinn among the jinns. The other jinns were corrupting the world. They were shedding blood. But he was devoted his time, always being obedient to God, worshiping God, more than the angels. So when Allah asked the angels to go and drive and kill all the jinns, he asked them, there is a servant among the jinn who is called Iblis. Bring him closer to me. This is how Satan happened to be in the company of the angel. He was not an angel like the Christians believe. Because we believe angels, if we don't have fallen angels, that's why I keep on stressing. If Satan was an angel and he go against God, then God, there is deficiency in God's creation. Yeah. That's why God make it very clear that he was among the jinn in Surah Al-Kahf.
Yeah, so all you just said there, you're essentially admitting that God made the place have, or Allah I should say, made it so that the place would have bad things happen.
Bad things happen?
But you said about the Hadith. That Hadith literally admits.
Which one?
Yeah, the one you just quoted about.
Listen, God created, we believe everything. Listen, God created evil, death, life to test mankind. Everything that it doesn't mean he wants you to choose what is bad. Okay? That's what I say. God give it. I keep on, I don't know why you are afraid. I keep on telling you about how God is protecting man by giving us company, by giving us guidance, by giving us this thing to reason. But he's not expecting perfection from us because we know that we are not going to be perfect. Do not die on the wrong path. That's why Muslims, when we pray, we always pray we die on the right path. Always be on the right path. This is our theology. But he's not expecting, when I go wrong, that's why we pray 5 times a day. We ask for forgiveness. Because I can come and say something to you, which is not right. Then I have to ask for forgiveness all the time before you die. This is what we believe. But we are not saying that you should be perfect because God created us weak. We are not perfect beings. So sin, I'm saying that because the way God created us, listen, the Hadith that you are saying some people, Muslims are running away from. If human being, God created this way. You see, I was coming to if God is perfect in his creation, why will Adam go and say there will be deficiency? Remember, if human being was not sinning and they were being like angels, then there is deficiency in God's creation because God did not design us this way. Allah. That's why I told you that the hadith, the point of a hadith was to emphasize this. That's why the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, if human being were not sinning, Allah would have wiped out because this is not how he created us. He created us in order to go wrong and to repent. Repentance, tawbah, is very, very big in the sight of Allah. When Adam, we believe when Adam committed this sin, the first sin, Allah teach them about how to repent. I can show you the verse. Even Adam, that was the first beginning. Allah showed them how to repent, and they repent. And he reached it to them mercifully and said, go down, because they were destined to be stationed on earth. Go down to the earth. There will always be my blessing upon you, my guidance. I will never desert you. He was worried to come down, but Allah assured him. And this is exactly what Allah fulfilled by sending prophet upon prophet, and the last of them was Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam to guide man. And the Quran is a preserved book that is come to guide man. That's why there is everything in it for human guidance.
Okay, so let me show you from the Bible, which is the true guidance and to show you about perfection. Okay. This is Matthew 5 and 43. It says, "You have heard that it has been said, thou shalt love thy neighbor and hate thy enemy. But I say unto you, love your enemies, bless them that curse you, do good to them that hate you, and pray for them which despitefully use you and persecute you, that ye may be the children of your Father which is in heaven. For he maketh his sun to rise on the evil and on the good, and sendeth rain on the just and the unjust. For if ye love them which love you, what reward have ye? Do not even the publicans the same? If ye salute your brethren only, what do ye more than others? Do not even the publicans so? Be ye therefore perfect, even as your Father which is in heaven is perfect." So there you go. So that's the commandment we have.
The commandment, there is a lot of, if you dissect it and analyze it, you see it will fall apart. Let me tell you. Then I just heard one thing I catch on it, like love your enemies, be kind to your enemies and all that, even if they come to attack you and all this. Okay, if I bring a gun now and point it to your head and start to kill you, are you gonna sit down for me to kill you? what sort of love is that? Are you not going to defend yourself?
Because that's what God has decreed.
That is no. God, listen. God did not. I'm telling you.
So
God decree is different from what we are talking about. I believe that whatever Allah decree, whether I'm going to die from gunshot, it's going to happen.
Right.
Okay, it's written.
So why
but that doesn't mean.
Okay.
Listen, I should stay idle. I don't know what is degree. Allah said, somebody come to attack you, you fight back. You don't sit down and say, I love him. I'm gonna. Meanwhile, even while you are preaching, Christian majority in Christian history, it never happened. If it was to happen in Christian history, Christianity wouldn't have reached you. I'm telling you, there are so many. Listen, there are so many Christian history. Christianity is just like Islamic religion. It's an expansionist religion. It goes to places to expand. People attack them. They fight back. There is always self-defense in Christianity. Whereby, I'm telling you, in Crusaders is one of them. Crusaders.
My question. Do all Christians?
So I say no, not all. Every Christian who is truly Christian is okay. Maybe you are right. You can say that they are not following the teaching of the Bible.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll give that to you. Let me say something. But I'm saying that this verse particular, if you look at it in a morality and logical point of view, there is so many problematic with it. Because this one would wipe out. If Christians were to obey this verse that you are talking about, there will never be Christianity today with you. Even in Africa, we see what happened there. Forcing people, using slavery people, and so many things. But if they were to be abiding to what you are saying, there will never be Christianity. Islam does not say that. God make it very clear. Defend yourself. That is why. Defend. If my enemy, listen. If my enemy come to me to fight me, I fight him back. If he wants peace, I'm obliged to bring peace. If he wants peace now, and I'm now insisting I don't want peace, then I'm now going against God. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
So we in Islam, as a Muslim, when my enemy come here to kill me, I fight back.
Chop him up.
Of course, I will chop him up, and God will bless me again. If he kill me, then I die as a shuhad.
Right.
Okay, I die as a martyr. Then God will bless you. It doesn't say I should just stand here and come and chop me into pieces. What sort of love is that?
Right. So let me read. This is what God says in our Bible.
Okay.
So this is Revelation 6 and 9. This is what's going to happen. And when he had opened the fifth seal, I saw on the altar the souls of them that were slain for the word of God and for the testimony which they held. And they cried with a loud voice, saying, How long, O Lord, holy and true, dost thou not judge and avenge our blood on them that dwell on the earth? And white robes were given unto every one of them. And it was said unto them that they should rest yet for a little season, until their fellow servants also and their brethren that should be killed as they were should be fulfilled. So God expects us to get
this is man-made ways. That's why I don't listen. This is not coming from God. Okay. Listen. The Bible, that is another topic. Uncle, I'm gonna go. There's no time. The Bible, as you know, we Muslims believe. There are so many human beings who put their. Even Jesus said in the Bible, he did not come with. He did not come. He came with a sword. He's talking about self-defense. Listen, Jesus couldn't, because Jesus was minority. Jesus did not have the strength. This is Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. When he started his preaching, he could not fight back because he did not have the strength, isn't it? From the Makkah period, if that's why God did not command. If you look at Jesus was a lonely figure. He came, everybody organized against him, the Jews and the Romans. So he didn't have any, even if he wanted to fight, he cannot fight. Oh man, how are you? Emmanuel. How are you? How can I forget Emmanuel? You can remember my name. Abdul, of course. Abdul Razak. How are you, Emmanuel? Wow, it's been a while. I went to Ghana for a long time. I went to Ghana for almost 8 months. Stayed, do some, I just returned maybe About 1.5 months.
It's good to see you.
It's been a long time. When I come here, I can see different faces, but I still see Uncle here. Man, nice to meet you, man. Yeah, take care.
What's interesting about what I just read to you there?
No, I was saying some point I forget. Emmanuel come and I get into the conversation. I was saying something. Okay, come on, maybe it will come. Tell me what you are saying.
Yeah, no, what I'm saying is that if a person wants to know if their God is real.
Yeah, I was talking about, don't let me Jesus. The reason why you people keep on saying Jesus did not fight anybody, he didn't do anything. Listen, we know the circumstances in which Jesus was. Jesus did not have the power to fight back his enemy. That is a reality. That is a truth. He didn't have. And I'm using our Prophet Muhammad as an example. His initial state from the beginning, the initial revelation in Mecca, when he did not have what? Power. He didn't have anybody. They were outnumbered. They were stronger than them. So how can you fight in that community? But when he moved to Medina and the Muslim community started to expand and the enemies are still being violent over them, that is where it came. So Jesus Christ, you can use Jesus Christ as example to compare to Muhammad.
Yes, we can, because...
Okay, tell me why you can.
Because Jesus, remember how he raised Lazarus from the dead? So let me finish. If Jesus has an army of 10 people with swords, one gets killed, he just raises them from the dead. And they can fight forever, and they win the battle.
This is not how we all know. Listen, let's say, Uncle, you are a reasonable person. And do you think that we all know, okay, let's say, I know we don't believe that our revelation, some of our revelation are coming from, especially Christians, for instance. They don't believe in Muhammad. They don't believe he was getting revelation from God. All the prophets, you can agree that God sent prophets and they were being persecuted and killed. Do you think that if God wanted to equip them, even one lonely figure to defeat everybody, he wouldn't try?
Yeah, Samson. That's what he did with Samson.
Listen, I don't believe in that story.
That's your problem.
No, listen. Even Samson, they chop his hair out and he grow his hair, he becomes strong. And that's another fable story. But okay, I'm talking apart from that. Even the Bible admits that so many prophets were killed preaching the name of God. But what I'm just saying that God did not want it that God just wanted human struggle. This test, God is testing his prophets, and that's why the prophets, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the most tested among human beings are the prophets.
That sounds mean.
Listen, the most tested among humanity are the prophets, number one. And if you look at the stories of the prophets, they all go through tribulation and test, okay, in their lives. Just because this is how God created us to be tested. If God wanted, he could have just killed everybody. He could have just, but he wants man to do it. When I say Jesus, I'm talking about humanity, but I'm not talking about what God can do. If God wanted to equip Jesus to kill everybody, because that's his way, he would do it. But this is not how he wanted. He wanted, not only him, that's why I said all the prophets, including Jesus. But when it comes to this kind of struggle, God wanted us to do it. Some of us to struggle for his cause, to see how truthfully we are. Allah said in Surah Al-Ankabut, do you think you go to paradise without being tested? So many people were tested before you. You see, this is to see how you do. It's not going to come like what is happening. But we know they are truthful. They are shahadat. Some of them die as martyrs and all this. It's all part of God's plan. This is the test we are going through. So don't bring me. I'm just talking about how if Jesus will happen. I'm not saying that this is how. I'm just using my logic to tell you about this. I'm not saying that this is what would have happened to Jesus. I'm saying that Jesus was in a position where he was not strong militarily. He was not a military leader. He didn't have power because he came. He didn't. Power. When I say no, that I'm not talking about. I'm talking about physical and war battle and all this. He didn't have it, my friend. We know that Jesus, disciples were outnumbered by the enemies. He was dealing with the Jews and the Romans and all this. So he couldn't even be in a position to fight battle, to use the sword against his enemies. This is what I'm telling you. But you know that what I'm saying. So I'm forgetting about God giving power or this spiritual. This is not what I'm talking about. Muhammad Sallallahu, listen, Muhammad Sallallahu, God, you guys keep on talking about miracles. Wallah, he did perform a lot of miracles, you know. But we are not using that kind of. You see, we don't. You see, that is why Christians, so many people go astray, because they put everything in miracle. Me, even the miracle of Moses, Jesus didn't do it. Didn't talk about it. Miracle spirit. Me, I see that as even the most challenging to make water stand on both sides of the mountain. So, but all this is done by God. God performed miracles through his prophet. But you want to, because you people who always say Jesus is God, Jesus he was doing it himself. Meanwhile, he said in the Bible, he do it by the permission of God. Meanwhile, you are not looking at it that way. You are looking at it, he did it by himself. That's not what. He himself by himself, he can do nothing. All this, if you analyze the verse, it doesn't make Jesus God. But you want to elevate him to be God.
Still raise the dead. So it doesn't make it.
By the permission of God, the Quran confirms it.
Then still comes alive.
By the permission, and that's what I told you. Moses split the water by himself.
No, but you
by the permission of God.
Going to the wrong subject.
No,
it doesn't matter who he is.
It matters. It matters in Islam. It matters. No, listen, if I'm to Christianity, but not in Islam. Even me myself, when God give me ability, the first thing I thank is God. You see, when I have an ability to do something, I thank God for it. God give me the ability, not my own self. I don't have the strength. God gave me the. But you people, this is what I'm telling you. Everything is God give you the ability, so you thank the Creator first before everything. And this exactly if you believe that, you won't believe that Jesus is God, because everything was performed by God on behalf of Jesus. This is what we are about. Christians, they don't believe that you say he's God.
Change subject. I
don't know why. We just digress to that particular topic. But what I'm saying is that if you look at your theology, especially I was very happy we are talking about Adam's story and all this. But you people, especially the creation, believing in Adam being created perfect and he go against God, wallah, think about it very well.
No, I thought about it.
Because if you look, Islamic theology makes sense. Because if you look, that's what God just keep on differentiating it. To let us know that Adam was not created to be stationed in paradise. Adam was not created perfect. Adam was not created mortal.
Does it say in the Quran he wasn't made perfect?
Allah is generalizing human being. Adam is part of human.
Say that?
Adam is part of humankind. He was the first human being. Even in our prophetic teaching, it's very clear. Adam was not created perfect. Except for everybody. Even when Allah said, you think Adam is excluded?
So in the Hadith, does it specifically say that?
Adam, no, I haven't got any Hadith whereby it specifically say Adam was not created perfect. But I'm saying that we Muslims believe that Adam was not created perfect. No doubts about that.
Yeah, but who told me that? That's the problem.
Because the Quran says so. I keep on telling you, man is created weak. Man is created weak. Allah is general mankind, every human being, including Adam, including the prophets.
Yeah, so you can't have a perfect week. Can't you have a perfect week?
Perfect?
Perfect week?
No, there is no perfect week. Weakness means to have deficiency, to go wrong. This weakness, to be tired, to need something. This is what I'm talking about.
But then that means that you're insulting Allah and Allah's insulting himself.
No, this is how God created us. Because listen, Allah created that way to do us. What did I tell you?
It's a test.
Okay, if God, okay, now.
That's a bad way
okay, now. Do you believe in God testing us in this world? Do you believe that? That phrase? Do you believe that theology?
That happens, but it's not his design.
I said, do you believe that God is testing us in this world as a Christian? Please answer this question. Then I'll ask you a question. Do you believe that God in this world brought us in this world to be tested. Do you believe that?
No.
So many Christians, I can call a Christian here, he's going to say yes.
No,
I spoke to...
wasn't to be tested.
I'm not saying that...
Adam was the one...
No, I'm not saying God breaks. I'm saying that... Do you believe in a human being tested? I'm not saying that the purpose. I know you don't believe that God created to test, to be tested. I can tell you the three fundamental reasons why God created mankind. First of all, let me tell you the three reasons. Number one is to get to know who God is. It's very clear in Surah Al-Dariyat. To get to know who God is, knowing God, that's number one. The three go in line with each other. Okay? You can't separate it. Let me just say it to you. Because get to know who God is, the true God. Then single him out for worship. That's number second. And the third is to be tested. These are the three. Go in line with each other. You can't separate it. Because if you don't know who God is, how do you worship him? So you need to know who the true God is. Some people are worshiping cows. Some people are worshiping human beings like you guys. Some people are worshiping different twice, statues. So God wants you to figure out who the true God is. Kaaba is a house of God. I know you're gonna bring another. It's a direction. It's a Qibla. Do you know Qibla? That was the first house built by Abraham. No, it's not. We are gonna bring to dive. Let's forget about another argument. I heard about this, but let's don't talk about it. Listen, I'm just telling you the three reasons. So, which you will agree with, because if you don't know the true God, you can worship him. I believe you believe that as well as a Christian. So this is one of the reasons, and the reason if you know God, you single him out for worship, because God does not want you to associate partners with him. I know you said that you are not associating partners with him, which we don't believe. Then to be tested, the test is because without worship we cannot be tested. Do you understand? In Islam, okay, let me broaden it. In Islam, we call it ibadah. Ibadah means is a broad word. Not only the spiritual 5 prayer we are doing, we consider worship. Worship is easy. If I'm kind to you, I'm worshiping God. If I do charity, I'm worshiping God. If I smile to you, I'm worshiping God. You understand? If I'm kind to my parents, I'm worshiping God. We call it ibadah. It's very broad. What God commanded, the God command is worship in our side. You understand? So without this, we cannot be tested, because this is where the test comes. God wants you to do this to this man. If you refuse to do it, God tells you to do it, but you are refusing to do it, so you are failing the test. Do you see the connection? Yeah. So this is what we believe. This is what we believe. So Islam just makes sense as compared to Christianity, because if you said that a man in the first place, God created Adam to station on earth, to live forever. Then he go against God. Then you are questioning God initial creation. God created him initially. How come he go against God? This is the question. I want you to go home and figure it out. It doesn't make sense.
There's a perfect free will.
You are insulting. If God created this to station on earth, and this thing happened to go against God, and he take him out of paradise, it means God did not create him in the first place to be stationed there.
Yeah, but here's the thing though. When in the Bible it says that God made man in his image. So if God's going to make man in his image, man is going to have to have free will.
This image. That's what when God said he made man in his image, which we Muslims we believe. But we have different meaning interpreting this. What do you mean by God made man in his image? Are you saying that God looked like a human image in a physical way, or what are you talking about? Tell me, as a Christian.
No, image means how he is. So he can think, he's got free will, and he can speak. So it's the image is, you know, like how when you say someone's image, you know, like a person, they can damage the image by doing something bad, isn't it?
Yeah.
You heard that statement?
Yeah, to damage your image, to damage your reputation, who you are.
Yeah, so that image, that's
so you mean that's how God is talking about? Comparing man. In Islam, we are saying that when God said he created man in his image, we are talking about the attributes God has. He giving man the same attributes, but not in perfection. in a limited way. You see, this is where we differ. God is knowing. God is knowledgeable. God gives us knowledge. That sets us apart from other beings. Okay, God, but our knowledge is limited. We don't have all knowledge. God, we can see, but we cannot see all. Listen, you cannot see from behind. You see, but God see. Listen, there are more than 7 billion people on planet Earth. God see everyone at the same time. The other creation. You can say, God speak, we speak, but our speak is limited. We have limited speech. God's speech is the ultimate speech. So this is what we are talking about, image. When we say, but ours are limited. God is complete perfection. Do you agree with that or not? This is what Islam we believe.
Yeah, but the problem is, remember I said to you... Remember I read in Matthew about being perfect, God is perfect. No, it's not saying to be like him in terms of strength or
perfection.
Perfection,
our perfection, we can be limited in perfection. We are not all perfect. That's why in this image, listen, everything we possess with God, we have it in a limited form. Okay, this is what I want you to understand. In Islam, so we cannot be all right with God, in the same standard with God.
That's right, but remember what I read in Matthew, he still wants us to be perfect in the way we are now.
God wants us to try to be perfect in dealing with him. But when we fall, listen, God does not say we should go do evil. Okay, God does not say we should go raping and murdering people. But God knows that we are capable. We can fall victim to that because we have desires and we have weakness in us. God knows that from our creation. If he didn't want us to do that, if God didn't want us to be weak, if God didn't want us to be weak or to do something evil, he would have designed us that way that we will never do wrong, just like the angels. I'm using it in Islamic theology. This is
imperfect.
But because God created this way to test, I'm happy that he's bringing us back to the test. Because if you create something perfect, something to not have weakness, it is difficult to test it. And one of the purpose is to be tested. So God put it and give us guidance. This guidance to use to come to him. He never leaves us alone, as I keep on telling you. He equipped us more than even what. Listen, there is some story about Adam. When Allah created Adam, and he was telling him about all this, Adam was crying. He told him, don't worry, you are more equipped than anything. He started to tell Adam about what he's going to do to him. Listen, he started to tell him how guidance he will give him, revelation, being there for him, how Satan is not going to be weak towards his slave. And Adam started to smile because he know that God is not going to leave him alone. If God was to leave us alone and say we should figure out ourselves, then that's where you say it is unfair. But in Islamic theory, we believe God equipped us, and he even told us that Satan is very weak in Quran in so many places. Satan is a weak entity toward us. Because when I say A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim, which is the first thing we do when we are going to pray or recite Quran, Satan ran away. But those who are going to Satan are those who are following their desire. We call it nafs. So Satan is not weak. We are more stronger than what Satan can do. So God equipped us. But he gave us this weakness in order to test us. Without the weakness, we cannot be tested. This is the theology of Islam, Uncle. And I want you to think about it. I need to go, Uncle. Do you have one final word for me so that I can go?
No, of course I think about it. That's why I bought you the Moses one.
Yeah, the Moses one. I know you are not going to. I tell you, Allah was expanding about his thought about the river. But you want to say that he should have tell him, which I don't agree with you. We may agree not to agree. But this is how I view it. And this is how Muslims view it. You see, but also think about what I say about this perfection and a deficiency in if God really created. Please also think about it, because for me, if Adam was meant to be stationed in paradise forever, and he go there, you are indirectly insulting God. I'm telling you, because there's no way. That's why in Christianity we believe in fallen angels. In Islam we cannot believe in that, because we believe that angels, they don't go against God. That's why
they weren't made perfect.
Because they were rather made perfect not to go against God. So if they go against God, they are not perfect beings. there is. If God said, "I created this to obey me," like He said, in Islam, then they go against Him. Then God does not know what He's doing. It's just like human being. You create something and say it's not gonna fall. Like I create this mobile phone and say it will never damage, and it damage. Then I got deficiency in my creation. This is what I want you to think about. Okay, nice to see you. I'll see you next week. Hopefully, I'll come next week. We'll talk more. Right. Okay, take care of yourself.
All right.
Yeah, thank you.
All right.
Israelites will return to take down Islam.